Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Remember these small accordion books that we made just the other day? And they have these four little guys in between that you would put a journal card on, and then you're able to flap it like a book. Well, I thought about those little accordions, and I come up with another idea that we can do with it. And it's a unique idea because you only need paper, a stapler, and glue. If you don't have anything else, that's fine. That's all you need. It can be copy paper. It could be pretty paper from a scrapbook pad. It could be dyed papers like I have over here that you've dyed yourself. So we will get into that as soon as we look at the sneaky peek. And today's sneaky peek is very fun. I love doing this page. This is, of course, my Christmas at Home pink digital kit from A Jewel Design on Etsy. And I thought about those photo corner pockets photo corners, you see a lot of people have where they can tuck something in there. Well, you could tuck a whole piece of paper in here if you wanted to, if it was bendable enough. But I thought, why worry about that? I'm going to just put a little tiny card in there, which can be written on. If you want to do a little inspirational word or something, you could put that in there. But there's one in each spot. I did music on that side, and this side of the digital kit has the same thing. This came from another paper pad, though. Or I could have bought it just as is. But we have different colors. Here's a pink one. And I was just using scraps up, I think, of what I had. But all this is I can't get it back in there, a corner pocket that the point is cut off of. And then I'll put these wooden buttons in here that I tied a bit of ribbon on. These two have a snowflake, and it's got a snowflake in the center. So isn't that kind of neat? And you can get in here and actually tuck something else if it was short enough. See, just like that. And it's kind of a cool idea. This is some of my crazy paper that I had dyed. We won't look at the next piece. That we'll save that for the next day. And here we go. All right. So, like I said, I got this idea, and I kept thinking about all of those little guys in here. And I'm thinking, if you took and put two of them together, they would actually pinch around some papers and hold them kind of just like a regular book. So I went in here and, okay, I'm put this away because you've seen that. I went in here and I kind of judged how many of these little guys that I'm needing. It was 17 scores. Now, if we use, and I picked this beautiful paper here for my outside, I thought I was going to be using this for the whole thing, but the thing is, I can't. I have to, and I'll be losing a lot of the pretty, like that I would like for my covers. So we're going to pick this one to do all the scoring on. And then we'll just come back and cut a piece off of this and glue it to the front and the back cover. And these papers both came out of Conservatory here. I got this at Walmart. It's color bark, and it had 50 sheets in it. So you have several of these different ones. It's got these big, wild-looking flowers and stuff like that, but they make pretty backgrounds for things. I really love this one with I don't know what that is, that flower. And me and my mom are into flowers. But see, it had some pretty papers in it. So we'll put this aside and we'll get to work. Now, the way I figured it, you needed to go in here at 2 inches and start scoring. So I was just showing you all the different colors that I'd picked out to put in this book. And we're making 2. We're not doing just 1, we're doing 2. So all of these kind of go with the colors that's going to be in my cover. And these are going to be a notebook. They're not really going to be much of anything else but a notebook. If you wanted to use them as a little journal, that's fine. That would work. And we'll put our cover up there to get it out of our way. And let us get our paper up here. We don't need this. This is my my practice one. Now I'm going to show you a few little goodies at the end, of course. I got some happy mail. I'm really appreciative of that. And then I got an idea for something. I went to Dollar Tree. So I got a few little things to show you. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to start here. You know, I told you this is only 6 inches. So I've got to go with how I can go here. We are going to start, I need to cut this off actually, that little dotted line area. Because we don't need that. Let's see. Go ahead and cut that part off. I'm going to turn it back around. We're going to start right here at the 6. And we're going to start at 2 inches with our scores. So there's 1. And you're doing every ½ inch just like we've done the previous accordion. But we're going to make 17. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm going to move it back down. 8. Put it right on the 6 there. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Complete the stroke rota. 15, 16, and 17. There we go. All right. Now, oh, I didn't let that get to the side a little bit. All right. Now, as you see, there's a little bit at the beginning and the end. There should be 2 inches at the beginning and the end. So that's fine. That's going to become a little tuck. And that's going to be the part that you're going to glue your pretty cover onto. Now, what we do want to do is cut this in half across all of our score lines to make 2 different booklets. So each one's going to be 6 inches tall. I'm lining it up at the 6, and I'm doing like that. So we have 2 booklets now. And my cutter doesn't do the best job, so I'll probably get in here and trim those little hairs off. But that's all we need this for, except until we get the papers out to work on. Okay, so let me see about trimming this. I probably need to put a new blade in my cutter. That could be it. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming to visit me today to see what I was going to do to show you. I always like to show you different things, interesting things. Some of the stuff is from the past where I was starting to learn either the card making skills or the starting into my junk journal adventures, I would say, because it's that was about 2021. The cards were 2020, and then I started thinking I wanted to do an art journal. Now, see, this is the back. So this pretty green is the back side here, which I think is the part that I would like to have stick out. Ugh. That is still there. We might do a little bit of extra trimming here. Let's just trim this whole top off. We don't need this totally to be 6 inches tall because our papers are not going to be quite that tall. So we're good with losing a little bit of this. So if you have to cut some off, if you scored wrong or cut wrong, don't worry about it. Just whack it off. Okay. This one doesn't look so bad, but I can cut it off just so it matches the other. So I went with Mom today. We met my cousin Phyllis. Thank you, Phyllis, for your purchase. Phyllis just had to have one of my Halloween books and a few of my paper bag journals. And then I got to meet her and talk to her for a little bit in person, where we usually only get to talk online. Well, she's such a sweet lady. She watched me when I was a baby. Well, she wasn't much bigger than a baby herself, to tell you the truth. Oh, that side's just as bad. Look at that. Yeah. She said I was always a good baby. She said my sister would squall her head off, but I was just over there piddling around looking in the sky at things and playing with whatever was in a crib with me. I always had an imagination to come up with something or think about something. Most of the times I was tearing apart something. It's one of those. All right, I'm going to put this to the side. And what we're going to do is make sure we get this on the outs or the inside. We want that to be on the inside. So start doing this. Oh gosh, my husband got home. So start doing this and then try to line it up as close as you can. And, you know, just try to get it to work with you. And then we're going to just keep going in and out, in and out. And if it doesn't always match up, don't worry about it. He was walking up around in the mountains, taking him a little hike. He has deer cameras up in there, so he likes to see what kind of big deer might be in the area and stuff like that. Okay. And then I'm going to actually get off of here and keep folding this, because that's all you're going to do. Your green is going to be on the inside, and then the white or whatever is going to be on the outside. Okay, I've got to the end here, and I'm going to try to make all of these match up even. And I'm going to manipulate, oh, I pulled it a little bit. I'm going to manipulate these folds and see if I can get them to all go down even. Sometimes you can get in here with your hand and push like that. That one is just a little bigger than I wish it to be, sticking out. But I don't know how I could fix that, to tell you the truth. Unless it would be to pull this section out. Let's see if we can do that. Yeah, gotta manhandle it. Did that work? I think it didn't work as well, but it's one of those situations you can always put some lace on the end of it to fix it, because you can't. I got so many folds here, it's hard to make them all exactly even. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to cut our paper. All of these papers. Now, remember, half of them are going to go to that book. So the upper half will be that book, the lower half will be this book. And I don't like to waste my paper, especially after all the work I go through to, you know, dye these things. I do have a pile over here I was going to show you after the fact. But yeah, you just get in here and you cut them exactly in half this way. And so we're going, these are 8.5 by 11, so we have to go to 5.5 to cut them. So you have that. So one goes to here, one goes to the other. And then I'm going to go through here and cut every one of them exactly the same. And when you do that, you want to drop, if you got a thinner paper like this, you want to drop your blade inside here a little bit. If you come this way and just go from that, it'll rooch up right there. So sometimes I'll drop it here, go backward, and then go forward, if you have a cutter like this. Yeah, I've rooched up I don't know how many before. Okay, but I tried to choose colors that were in the pretty scene with the succulents. That's one of my favorite kind of plants, I'll tell you that right now, because they're hard to kill. I like a plant that can fend for itself. Stick it out there and just let it go. I do like a bulb plant because of the same reasons. So, I was trying to think what stories to tell you today. And I think one of them, I was just talking to my financial advisor. They're wanting to set up a telephone conversation for us to talk with her. And this girl started talking about, she asked me where I was going. I said, West Virginia on my vacation. And then she says, oh, what do you do over there? I hope you're going to see something good. I said, going to a cemetery. a bunch of cemeteries actually. She goes, "Oh, what? What do you?" She asked me if I did rubbings. I said, "No, not exactly." I said, "We inventory the cemetery, and we will write down everybody that's in it. Then we'll research more and find more information on the people, and put that there as well in our cemetery book we come up with." Now these papers are mulberry or pokeberry. Yeah, pokeberry. I don't know if you've seen those. You get them in the fall usually when the berries come on there really hot and heavy. And they're just like a big cluster of grapes almost, but they're poisonous. Now you can eat the green of the pokeberry when it comes up young. You can eat that like a salad. And I think my grandmother used to eat many a pokeberry plant when she was trying to feed the family. Okay, so we have that part done. Now what we're going to do is just take every one of these and fold it in half. I'm going to divide them up just a little bit so I have my colors kind of here, there, willy-nilly everywhere. Because I have some just tea-dyed. I only have one blue. How sad. Let me put that one over here with the blue one. Then I have the light pink. And then I had a green over here. It just kind of doesn't matter. As long as you get the same. I need 3. That's right. I need 3. Oh, there's another blue in each section. So 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 4 sets of 3 pages each. And you're going to fold those in half. And if you want to, if they're a thin copy paper, if that's all you've got to use for this, that's fine. It doesn't have to be a colored paper. You can make this a true junk journal if you wanted to. Now what we're going to do, we're just going to fold it in half. It may not meet up because sometimes these papers don't dry the same distance from each other or the same dimensions. Some of them get a little more wet than others, I guess you'd say. So we're just going to do it like that. And we're just going to stack it as close as possible. Put it together. And then we're going to rubber bone folder over it. Get it as flat as possible. Now my sewing machine is shot. So what we're going to do here, I think I'm going to do this for the outside. What we're going to do here is use glue. We're just going to use this. No, that's right. We're using our stapler. I forgot all about it already. So, yes, but anyway, so this girl, she was fascinated with listening to me. She lived up in Alaska, and she said that she did a lot of rubbings up there, and it was somewhere around Anchorage. It was someplace I'd never heard of. I told her I'd only done one rubbing before, and that's because the stone was inside of this this fence, and you couldn't get a good picture of it, but it's beautiful. It had like the castles in heaven. Really, really neat looking old stone. And she was the only one that was fenced in that cemetery. Okay, now let's look at this. Now you see how I've got the jiggy jaggies. The one here that's going to be for my side tuck, and that one that comes up from it, that one's good. The next one, the first V that you have in here, is where we're going to put, and I might do the blue one in the middle. We're going to put these papers in here. Make sure they're kind of stacked up there as close as possible together. And move them down. Unless you want this to all be flush, you can cut it down to where it's flush, but I wanted that little bit of lip at the top and the bottom. And we'll go down here and make sure it's in there. And now all we're going to do is staple. Staple, staple, staple. And these are not going to be seen, so you staple to your heart's content. But just make sure you staple inside. There we go. Ooh, I'm going to put 4 staples in here, I think. That might be overkill. But that's okay. Now, what I'm going to do is go out here to... I'm going to skip this one, and then I'm going to go to this one. It's like every other one. I'm going to tuck him in there, and we got to try to get him even Steven with the other batch. I think that's right. Pushing down in there and start stapling. 2, 3, and I think he's in there pretty good. 4. I might just go back to using 3. I don't think I need that many. Okay, don't worry about what that looks like yet. Okay, we're going to skip that V, and we're going into the next V. And we're going to even this up to be the same height as the other 2. I think that's about right. If you're not right on the money, that's okay. All right, I'm going to do 3 this time. Did I get it in there? Yeah, it got in there. Okay. And we're going to do this side, and then we'll do the center. Okay. And one more. See you, Graylin. Okay, we're going to skip that V and go into this V. And then see, you got that one left over for the end. All right. Let's get that. Yeah, I think that's lined up just right. Yeah, so we were having a conversation, and she sounded like she was as fascinated with cemetery stuff as I seem to be, me and Zach. So I asked her if she'd ever heard of a mort safe. It's mort, like mortician, and safe, like you put your money in. So what it is you will have, it used to be these bodies over in England, like if people would die in jail and stuff like that, and these medical schools, this is back in 1700s, maybe 1600s. It was way back when. So anyhow, they needed bodies to study and work with. Well, it used to be that they could get all the bodies they wanted from the funeral homes, or not funeral homes, but the prisons when people would die. So, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to just start gluing. We're going to glue all of these on the outside, just like we did with the other accordion book. Okay, I'll be talking while I'm doing it. So anyhow, they would get all those bodies, and they would have plenty for everybody to study on. Then there became a law at a certain time that said that they were only allowed to get 10 bodies. Was it a year? It was something about only so many bodies they could get within a certain amount of time. And it just wasn't enough to cover everybody that was in medical school that needed a body to study with. So that's when the theft of bodies started happening. They started going to cemeteries, and the fresher I hate to be indelicate, but the fresher the body was, the better. I mean, if this was somebody that had just died and just got put in the ground, that was wonderful. That was better for pay for what they were getting, you know. And they would go and do it black market to the medical schools, and yeah. So the theft of bodies became a big thing over there, especially for people trying to make money and feed their families and that kind of thing. So what happened is they come up with an idea to keep these grave robbers from getting their bodies. And it was called a mort safe. And basically they're burying them in the ground, and then they have this bar system that you can actually see. It comes up above the ground, just so that person knows this body is encased in a cage, or at least halfway down into the ground in a cage. So they're going to be having to work overtime to get the body out of the ground. And ew, good. It was just something. I can't believe me finding that and reading. It's fascinating, though. I mean, to see how that came about, the stealing of bodies. Oh, so I wrote a story on that in my cemetery page long ago when I was really active doing stuff. I don't know. I got to a point I just, didn't want to write any stories anymore. My mind wasn't working as good or something. So anyhow, if you would like to read something interesting, you read about a mort safe. All right, we're going to stop here and cut our cover. So our cover is this pretty guy right here with all the succulents on it. That was the reason I chose some of the colors I have there. And what we could do, tell you the truth, is just cover this whole back. I didn't even think about that. Make a complete cover for this. We just need to find the scene that we want to work with. So let me pull this back up here. And I really like that big spread and this big spread. And will that cover all the way around? No. See, I'm not going to get it all that way. Maybe this one. So I would put it here and wrap it around. And I would get part of that flower. Okay, so let's do that. So this is going to be 6 inches tall. And I've got that dotted line I got to get rid of as well. And we'll just figure out where to go from there once we get this cut at 6. Okay. It's really pretty paper. I love it. So we have that. Put this down. And we're going to see, well, I might have to get that back up here. Did I cut that wrong? No, I think it was okay. I would rather have the big flower on the front, though. But it goes in this direction, doesn't it? Okay. So we're going to have to see. See, I'm going to lose that flower there, but I think I'm okay if I can get this whole flower here. So let's mark it. Let's push that out there a little bit. So we're going to mark it right here as where we want to cut it. And then we're going to mark it right kind of here as where we want to cut. No, wait a minute. I might want to go out a little further. Let's go out just a little further. And we'll cut those two. Okay. So where's my marks? There's one. Okay. So we're going to line him up right there. Like that. And line this one up right here. Yeah, I got all of that flour good. These are scraps. That's okay. That would be pretty on my master boards. And we're going to cut that little bit off. I don't like that jiggy jaggy. Or this jiggy jaggy. Okay. Wow, I'm having to cut it all the way around. All right. Now, how to attach. We are going to, neither one is front or back at the moment, so we are going to maybe do a little bit of inking. What do you think? I don't think it would hurt to put a little vintage photo on here. Just give it an antique look. Since we had a brown paper in here, I think that would work. Mort safes. I cannot believe that. And then there was another thing about, have you ever seen these movies where the Vikings are burning one of their comrades, either on a ship or a big bundle of wood? Well, what happens is that's usually, what do you call it? That's usually yew. It's a type of wood, and you find it growing in a lot of the old cemeteries as well. Well, what happens is yew is a type of wood that takes in the odor of decomposing bodies. Being indelicate again. So I'm trying to make this a little square on the end. So anyway, it will take that odor out. I think I'm going to do a little bit of a score there. Just about where I made those marks. There we go. That'll work. So that's usually a tree or bush that you will see in some of these really old cemeteries, like in New England or over in England itself, and maybe France and stuff. There was another one too. There was yew and another type of tree or bush that they did that with. Okay, now what we're going to do, since I kind of know where this edge starts, like right there, I'm going to glue my yew glue. So I've got a side tuck. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue it. Just a straight line. Like that. And then we're going to hold it down. And we're going to nudge it right in there where I know that needs to be. And try to line this up because this is 6 inches. The little cover is 6 inches along with the piece here that is the side tuck. So they'll match up. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to kind of coat the back. Let's see, it's done come off because I pulled it too quick. But what we're going to do, we're going to put a little bit more in there, and then we're going to coat the spine. Goodness. Just kind of diddy dot it. Diddy dot it all down the line. And then now we're going to put our little bit of glue right here and right here. Okay, whoops, and bring that around. Make it snug as a bug and rug, and push down your spine. Actually, you could probably roll it against your board a little bit like that. That would do a good job. Okay, and I believe you have a book. You have a little booklet. Might wait just a second for that to dry really good. Okay, and I really like the idea of using this in here because that leaves us only with that little piece. And that's nothing. So it's almost a one-page wonder. But what I'm going to do is cut this down just a little bit because of that, the raggedy edges with my cutter here. So let's work on that. And we're going to get this in here and set it right there. Saw off these edges. You don't have to saw off that much if you don't want to. There we go. Now I don't know that I can use that at the back, but it really doesn't have anything on it. Not really. You could use it on there if you wanted to, because that green just doesn't have anything. It doesn't have anything. Like right there. Let's go ahead and use it just so we can say we used it. Okay. Now I'll put this at the back since it... Ooh, what happened there? Oh, it was some of that loose paper that I was trimming off before. Okay, I must have not trimmed this one well. We're good. Okay, let's see, it's got like a gray back, so it's nice and neutral. I hope everybody is doing well today, and I'd like to thank all my subscribers and viewers. I've been getting a lot of new subscribers lately, and I really, really appreciate it. And one of my new subscribers, which is going to be the shout out today, is an online painting school, which is Nilda. And I really appreciate you, Nilda, for asking me questions. I'm fine with that. If I know the answer, I'm going to give it to you. And I hope I'm inspiring you. And she's trying to discover a new way to do her art. She is a beautiful, beautiful artist, and she has color paintings, color pencil drawings, I mean. She does paintings in watercolor, oil, acrylic, just marvelous stuff. I watched one of hers on a peacock, and she did it in colored pencils, and that thing was like so realistic, but it's layers and layers of the colors on top of each other. Oh, it was just amazing. You need to go over and check her out at Online Painting School. And her name is Nilda, and does some beautiful, beautiful work. I just got a little too close to that edge there, but I think I'm okay with it. Maybe I should have cut it off a little bit more, but that's okay. Live and learn, right? Live and learn. Oh, okay, let's see what we can do here. Push that down a little bit more and see what we got when we it's all said and done. Okay. Now, we went from this to this, and I think that is so cute. You can do like a word phrase down here if you would like to. You can do more inking if you'd like to, but this is the way it's going to work. You're going to open it up. You've got a tuck here. I am going to have to get in here and trim that. It's going to worry me. But see, you can just keep pulling all your little papers apart from each other, just like this. And that's the way they work. And you have a little gap in between this, and then see, you'll have another set of your papers and another gap, another set and another gap. But it's like it will lay flat if you want it to. It's almost where it'll lay exactly flat for you. See, just like that. Okay, we got that done. Now I've got to show you a few more goodies. I got some happy mail from Jody Martin. And I really appreciate it. Look at that beautiful butterfly. And she even stamped around the outside here and really duded up the envelope. But she was sending me these pigs. She spoke about, she had the chicken, the rooster, in these napkins. Mine was more of a square, but it's the same thing. But she had these pigs, and I needed a pig. So she sent me the piggies. Plus she sent some, I don't know if that is a sunflower or if a different flower. But that's really pretty too. She sent me a little note, and she folded it really great. And look, she sent me cabinet cards of all these old people. I got to figure out a way to use these. And they actually have people's names on the back of them. I mean, that's what is amazing to me. They actually knew who they were, and they still made it to wherever, you know, out of the family hands. And she sent these. And you know what? I'm probably going to do a sunflower journal here soon. So I got an idea for those. So thank you, Jody. Thank you so much for the happy mail. And all of those papers I was just mentioning that I'd been dyeing. Well, I started out with the denim blue at the very bottom down here. And then I added, I think I added some tea to it. So it got a little lighter. And then I added something else to it, and it got a little lighter. And it started picking up the color from the tablecloth, which was orange. And I don't understand that. I just don't. So then I decided to put teal in it, because I wanted it to be kind of teal blue. Well, it's more teal orange than teal blue, but it's interesting. That's the important part. Then, this last batch, I wanted to try to make it become purple. So I put cherry Kool-Aid in it. I keep adding to the same batch, you know. So I try to put some cherry Kool-Aid in it. Well, it's sort of pink and purpley. It's just very different. So that's all right. I got some different pages. Plus, I was doing all these doilies just to do them at the same time. And my little shoppity shop at the Dollar Tree. Let me get this guy out of the way. I got these because I do have like an outer space or something journal that I'm going to do. They're pretty psychedelic, aren't they? But it's all the constellations in the zodiac. And I found a little bit of flowers, not many. Didn't I have another one of these violets? Yeah, another one of the daisies. I thought those were the prettiest. So I'll be using those on some paper bag journals. And look, it even has butterfly. I think it's a coneflower he's on. That's my favorite flower. And this is where we went in Harrisonburg. So it's got more stuff down there than ours does. So look, I got the old phone and a sewing machine and a camera. I've got stuff I can use all those with. I found the stamps, and I thought, well, why not? Let's get a thank you stamp. Oh, and look at these. These are beautiful. Look, a watering pot. That's going to go really good into my farm journal. It's a sunflower. I don't know exactly what all it had to do with. Oh, shoot. I got one of those for Phyllis, and I forgot to give it to her today. Whoops. Now, I thought... Oh, man, I got two of the same thing. Crap. Because these die cuts, there was two different ones. I guess I just didn't look hard enough. I had them all in my hands, and then I got these little dots. I don't have any more in here, do I? No. Oh, here it is. There. Okay, I thought I got two of the trims. Okay, and these are to decorate the front of my ideas book. So we'll be doing that one day. Okay, so that's what I got at the Dollar Tree. And I really thank everybody for coming to visit. I hope you got to see some goodies. And I'm going to use that pig napkin and the pig fabric and do a this little piggy goes to market fabric flip with it. We'll do that again some other time. All right. Thank you. Goodbye.